let me get you up to speed, guys. This cabinet we've already built in prior episodes, and I've got this door, and this door sitting over at powder coat, waiting to be powder coated. That is going to be an upcoming episode. Before I install this cabinet, we need to finish the ceiling, then we got to put down the floor, then we can put in the cabinet. This is my 7x16 Neo enclosed trailer. And last week we finished up insulating the ceiling, and this week we're going to cover it with some 1/8 inch or it might be 1/4 inch hardboard for a nice finished look. That's what we're going to work on today. And that's the cabinet that we built. You can see the cabinet sitting here. Here's one of the wings for the doors, the other wing, and that is going to sit right up in this area right here. So I got 4 sheets of this hardboard stuff all sitting together. You can see this is what it looks like underneath. You'll be able to get a better look once we cut it. But the reason I've got this all stacked up is I'm going to work on getting this cut to the finished length while it's right here. And if you're wondering what it is, here is the stuff right here. So yeah, it is 1/8 inch thick, and they're 4x8 sheets. And these are all the hardware pieces. So this is like an end that finishes off the end. And then when you go to connect one to the other, when you butt them up, this is the divider strip that goes in the middle, just so it looks finished all the way around. All the edges and all the center seams will look completely finished. The great thing about this, guys, is that I ordered all my stuff through Home Depot, and I got a coupon in the mail for 10% off. So when I ordered my flooring, all of this and all those little plastic pieces I just showed you, they took 10% off my order. Ultimately, what it ended up working out to be is that I paid the normal price for the flooring, and then all this other stuff I got for free, which was the 10% discount. So now I got to get this cut to length, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same saw that I used, the track saw, when I cut my aluminum sheet panels. So I went out and bought a finish plywood blade, hoping that I could cut this material easily without it splitting, so it's a 40 tooth. But the problem is that the arbor for this isn't the same arbor as this. I looked at this, and it says mild steel, aluminum, wood, and plastic. I'm just going to hope for the best and hope that this doesn't splinter the wood up all too bad. So this is a track saw, which makes it super nice. I'm going to clip that track right onto this wood right here, and it's going to make a nice straight cut. I've lined everything up evenly all the way around so I can cut all 4 sheets at once. And I put a clamp on each of these corners, as you can see. Just like that, lining everything up. The trailer's measuring out 78.5, so I'll put a line on each side just so I get a nice reference mark. 78.5, 78.5. Now I'll check this with a drywall square. And this is why you can't completely trust a sheetrock square. So you see that little line right there? Let me go bring that to it. So that's on the mark. And we'll come over here, and you can see it's off a little bit. So this is probably being whacked around a few times, dropped and bent, so that's probably the problem. There, nice crisp line. Now the way this works, guys, is you can see my line right here. I just put the edge of this white track right on that and give it a little clamp on this side. It's kind of sticky, it's got a little rubber back, so you don't necessarily have to clamp it, but I like just the added assurance of it being clamped down. And then this little groove right here rides in that track, and these little Teflon pieces ride on this shoe right here, and it just gives a nice straight smooth cut because it's on this track. It works super good. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to set the depth of the saw just so it goes through these sheets a little bit. I don't want it to go through too far, but just enough. There. That looks good. Fingers crossed. It doesn't chip it out. Here we go. If any of you guys are wondering, yes, they do make this track in a one piece that's 4 feet long from Evolution, and they also make one that's, I think, over 8 feet long from Evolution. This is just what comes in the kit. I probably will buy that 4-foot piece because I just don't like sliding it forward, even though it is super accurate. It should be nice to do it in one pass. Okay, here we go. Look at that, guys. You can see how it just barely cut into the little supports underneath, and watch how good of a finish it did. So look at that. Nice and smooth. And that's the same blade we used on that aluminum. Yeah, guys, this saw is incredibly awesome. I'm really loving this. If you guys need like a circular saw, and just let me just give you some advice. Don't just buy a regular circular saw. Buy this, because for the price of a regular circular saw, you can have this saw. Get yourself one of these combination aluminum blades, and you can cut all kinds of different stuff, and it comes with a track. So it's kind of the way to do it. This is my first time ever owning one of these tools, and I'm telling you, I'm right in love with this thing. This thing cut aluminum like it was cutting through butter, and it even cuts wood just as good, using the same exact blade. I'm actually surprised. So, okay, I'll cut to length. These sheets are going to be running left to right, from that way to that way. So in each of these are 16 inches on center. So that's what I've got to mark out on the back of the sheets now, and I'm going to pre-drill everything. So that way when we bring them in and put it up, it's going to be real simple. So I'm going to mark this out 16, 32, and 48's on the end. This will be on the center of the bow to start, so we're going to come in 1/4 of an inch to be on the balance of that, because there'll be a 1/2 inch on either side of that. Here's a little trick, guys, to get a nice straight line close to an edge. Use your finger as a guide, bring the pencil down to it, then just draw it down the length of it. You do it the same way on this side. So the next thing I got to do, guys, I got to lay out on these lines that we just put. You know, I want to put a screw like every foot along that so that it doesn't have like sags and waves. The easiest way to do that is, I've had this construction calculator forever, and this works great. This isn't just for wood. This works great when you're designing like stairs and stuff like that out of metal, and it's just a real handy calculator to have. So we do 78 inches and a half. That's how long it is. And I think like 7 fasteners, you know, every foot, and it's roughly 7 feet long, this sheet. So divided by 7 equals, so that's saying that we need a screw every 11 inch and 3/16. Now we just got to lay this out coming off the edge, 11 inch and 3/16, and then do another one 11 and 3/16. Or another way to do that, so we know that's got to be 11 and 3/16 between the screws, is you can actually add it. So plus 11 inch and 3/16 equals, so my next mark is going to be 22 and 3/8 plus 11 inch and 3/16. Then my next mark will be 33 and 9/16, and just keep doing that down the whole length of this sheet, and we'll have all our marks laid out. There we are. So across all these ribs, we'll have a mark as it goes all the way down the sheet. And now we just got to transfer it onto that line over there. There we go. Now we got the other side marked. So now to check our work, we'll put our, always measure twice, cut once, hopefully. To check our work, we'll put our speed square on this side, line it up to our first mark there. You can see that's just about on it there. And we'll go down all of this and verify it. And now I'm just going to go around and I'm going to put a pilot hole in every one of these marks, just using a real small drill bit right here. Just drill the whole stack all at once. So hopefully these marks are right, because not only would you be ruining one sheet, you'd be ruining the entire batch. So measure twice, cut once. So we got everything all drilled out now. Now it's just time to put it up and put it in place. Let's go do it. All right, guys, we're gonna get ready to put this up now. The wind is blowing like crazy. You can probably hear it outside. So what I've done is I've made like a little brace, like a little T-brace to help hold this up. If you see me like grunting or groaning, it's not that it's heavy. I've torn my AC joint in my shoulder. It's just from years of, when I was younger, I used to lift real heavy. I used to lift weights, and I was right into that. Well, I've kind of messed up a lot of my body from weightlifting. It's something that holds your shoulder together, and it hurts. So, all right, here we go. I'll get through this, guy. You watch. I'll get through it. Right, and these are the screws that I'm using, guys. And I've got a pack of 100, which should be enough to do this project. And you see how that head is? Well, this is what it takes. A number 2 square bit. You know, these kind of look like a Torx bit, but they're not. This square engages in this perfectly. You can see how that fits in there really nice. So if you're thinking that that's a Torx bit, it's not. Get yourself one of these little square bits, and it's all pre-colored white, so it should look pretty good when it's done. Gotta get a screw in it, and I'll get you over here closer to take a look. Let's see. It's about half on that rib. Sorry the light isn't overly great back here, but it should get better as we move forward. Look how good these screws engage into that bit. Like the, you know, pull it out. Oh yeah, that's gonna look good. It's gonna look professional. Yeah, I'm really liking how this is coming out, guys. Yeah, this is looking super nice. Looks factory, honestly. Now I can take my brace out. There we go. Nice. Yeah, that looks nice, guys. Look at that. Now I'm going to cut one of these divider strips to the same length of the sheet, which is 78.5. Then we can put our next sheet up. And here's a close-up. That's what that looks like. So one sheet tucks into there, then the other sheet tucks into that side. That wind sure is whipping. So that's what that looks like, and then the next sheet will go in there, and then I'll just have to keep my screw real close to the edge of this so we can get it into that material up above. Holy, it wasn't easy, guys, but I got it up there. It wasn't pretty though. I got another divider cut. I'll stick this one in. Then we'll get our next sheet up, and then after that, we're gonna have to pull that trim around the ceiling vent. We're gonna have to take that down and cut a square out of the ceiling material, out of this stuff. Now we'll remove this trim. It's got a crack in it. I didn't even notice that before. Alright, I got the vent all marked out. Now I'm just going to cut it out with my cordless circular saw. Hopefully I don't mess it up, but we'll see. I've got the depth set real shallow so I don't end up cutting through the sheet on the back side. Okay, if I've done this right, it should fit, guys. I just can't get over what a difference this makes on how it looks inside. Totally happy how this looks. Yeah, pretty darn good, I think. Alright guys, and here it is all done, at least on the ceiling anyways. I am super happy how this came out, guys. This looks just like factory. Look how good that looks up around the vent. That came out super nice. And this part here is right where it, tips down at the front of the V-nose. And what I did was, rather than buy a whole new sheet just so I could put like a strip across there, I just put a divider up and did it in halves. And then I put a little piece right here at the front, which won't matter because there's going to be a cabinet that goes across up top there anyway, so it really won't matter. It's going to look nice once we get our doors back from powder coat, and then I'm going to get the top on. I'm probably going to do like a stainless steel top. And this is how we trimmed it out, guys. I just put this stuff that I showed you earlier all around the edges just to make it look nice, and kind of mitered the corners a little bit. And yeah, just went right down through. I'm going to leave this gap open on all the way around. And the reason for that is I figured it'd just make it real easy. If you ever had to run a wire or something like that, you could run it right along inside this little void right here. Just make it super handy. So, and I don't think it looks that bad. Up back here came out really nice. I put this panel back in, and at some point, I may put a bulkhead that comes down and goes back in just like this to cover this spring area, or I might just leave it. I don't know. It doesn't look all that bad. I may cover it. It depends. I don't know. Maybe if we build a bending brake, then I can build that because I'd need a brake to bend the metal. But yeah, I am super happy how this came out, guys. Just thrilled. It looks factory. Make sure you tune in next week because we're going to be putting some LED lights all alongside of this. There's some round ones we're going to cut in. I think I've got like 6 for there and 6 for there. They're 12 volt, so when you come in, you can turn on the switch. That'll light up all of that. So we got that we got to do, and in an upcoming episode, we're going to have to put down the flooring. It is super nice stuff. I actually picked it up at Home Depot, and it's a really, really thick vinyl diamond plate flooring that you glue down. It is going to look incredible in here. That's gray, and I think I'm going to end up doing the back door in like maybe a black checkered diamond plate. I think that would look super nice to do black diamond plate on the back, gray diamond plate on the floor, and have these accents on the floor, the black track on top of the gray. After we paint the walls, I've got tracks going on the wall as well. So yeah, this will be a real nice all-around trailer. You can see all my supplies I've got here. And I've got a small buddy heater for in this, so if we're working in it. So yeah, it's going to be pretty nice when we're done. Matter of fact, I got a spare tire I just picked up. I got to get new tires and wheels on it, so it didn't come with a spare, so I'm going to mount a spare right up in that area there. And that's all there is to it, guys. If this is something that you like, please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. There are new videos every Friday. Until next week, guys, I will see you then. Take care, stay safe, God bless. And if you're wondering about any of the tools that you see me using, I'll have links down below. Matter of fact, I got a coupon that you can get some money off on that Evolution saw. Take care, guys. See ya.